postnuptial agreements are an interesting animal because everybody thinks of prenups, okay?
Mhm.
But postnups can be very helpful to saving a marriage, can't
Oh,
they?
absolutely, and that's what we use it for generally. This was just trying to cover their
Right,
mistake, but
right.
usually, yeah,
But I know.
it comes in the form a lot of times of infidelity,
Mm,
and then he promised not to stray again, or she won't stray again if certain things happen.
yeah. I've also seen them where one party is overspending according to the other party.
Mhm,
And so what they will do is allocate a certain dollar amount to the spendthrift, in the postnup. So we're going to give you $5 million, and that's what you're going to get because you, you don't know how to handle money, and I'm not going to keep having um, my estate, diminish because you spend more than you should.
mhm,
So I've seen postnups that do things like that, where they kind of divide up the marital estate in advance. Have
mhm.
you seen those?
Yeah, I've done those. I've drafted those.
Yeah. And it can be very helpful to getting people to stop fighting about money.
Mhm.
And that's always a good
A
thing.
lot of times, some of these litigants just want some money in their own name.
Right,
Just that little sense of security that in the event it happens, I'm secure.
right, right. Or, I mean, a little off the topic of prenups, but I had a case once where the parties ended up getting divorced because she had a gambling problem. And so what he did is that he gave her like $1 million and said, "Here's your share, and if you gamble it away, there isn't any more." And they actually put that in writing, which can be considered a valid postnuptial agreement
Mhm.
if if the other elements are made, even though they didn't go to a lawyer. And the judge that I was involved in actually ruled in my client's favor, and all the wife got was what she had gambled
He
away.
upheld it.
Yes, he upheld their agreement, which was basically just written by them over at the kitchen table, which I don't recommend, but it can be enforceable. So
Mhm.
be careful what you sign because she had no idea that
Be
she was
careful what
giving.
you wish for.
Exactly. Um, but prenups they can have so many purposes. They can protect the non-marital of each party. They can do the roadmap for how we're gonna, do money. They can protect inheritances for children in the event of a death. They can, they can decide how residences are gonna be bought and titled,
Mhm.
can't they?
For sure.
'Cause
They can also lay out how you're gonna reimburse the marital estate if the non-marital estate is making contributions to it.
yeah. So we've seen all these different ways that prenuptial agreements can be used to protect the integrity and the respect of a marriage if they're done correctly in the beginning, and also how they can be used to save a marriage if necessary, because any fighting can be determined by looking at the roadmap of the prenup, or you can do a postnuptial agreement to save a marriage. Is there anything else in these contracts that you think our audience should know?
Well, just that you can do different things. You can do step-up provisions or length of the marriage. You can do step-up provisions when their children are born, things of that nature.
When you're saying step up, what you mean is let's say that I have all the money and, in the original prenup, we've just agreed that I get to keep mine and you get to keep yours. But then we say once children are born,
You
then
annex.
we're
Well, we call it the Michael Jordan provisions because his second wife is provided for in that fashion. I think she's up to 5 or 10 mil now, something to that
yeah.
effect.
And I've seen those where it's if we're married for 5 years, you get this. If we're married for 10 years, you get that. If we're married for 20 years, you get this. And I've seen them where if we're married more than 20 years or 25 years, that this prenuptial doesn't
Be null
exist
and
any.
void. Yeah, I just had one. I had a prenup contest where it said if they're married for in excess of 5 years, the agreement's null and void. And he filed a week before their 5th year anniversary.
And I had the opposite where it said that it was going to end at 10 years, which I've don't ever understand the point of a prenup ending at 5 or 10 years. It's too early in a marriage, but that's what they had, and he didn't think about filing, and she waited until 10 months and 2 weeks, and then she filed. So
What's good for the goose?
yeah, so
Good for
it's
the gander.
those automatic ending of prenups, you have to be very careful of and make sure that it's a long enough period of time.
Prenups, much of the time, have a provision in them that require an estate plan that mirrors the prenup. That way you don't have issues later with his previous children from another marriage.
The question we get regularly is, well, why can't I just do a will or a trust? And the answer from my perspective to that is wills and trusts are always modifiable.
Revocable,
What?
sure. And you're not buying off the potential litigation in divorce court either.
Right. So, I mean, just because somebody says, why I'm the beneficiary of his trust, you and I just saw that one of our cases right now where as soon as the divorce was filed, they just revoked the beneficiary and put in a new beneficiary.
Right.
So being named in somebody's trust or being named in somebody's will is not going to do it.
Right. That's why you need the provision in the prenup that says it's irrevocable. This, whatever issue we're talking about, is irrevocable, and the individual shall execute an irrevocable, either life insurance trust or some kind of
Yeah.
irrevocable trust.
Yeah. There was there's always the danger, whether you have a prenup or not, of, there's so many assets that are acquired during the marriage that people argue they weren't contemplated.
Right.
Is that a thing?
It's not a defense. A bad deal is not a defense.
Okay.
But you hit it on the head. You have a 30-year marriage that could be huge asset accumulation that they didn't contemplate.
Right.
It's, again, be careful what you wish for. You think you're buying security and you're just buying a bad deal.
Yeah. And it goes back again to reviewing it every 5 years and trying to renegotiate it. Because, or every 2 years or every 7 years or every time something changes.
Right. A life event.
Yeah, a life event, because that can be so, you think everything's fine until it isn't. And so often my clients don't see this coming. Okay. They don't know they're going to get divorced. And the other side had other ideas. I think you were telling a story earlier of somebody saying, my youngest child just graduated from high school and I've been hoping for this day for 18 years and now I'm done. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we filed.
And I don't know that the spouse ever saw that coming.
He didn't.
Yeah. So, I mean, one side can be laying in bed next to you thinking, everything's fine, while the other one is sitting in their mind saying, I'm out of here in 6 months, a year, 5 years, whatever their time frame is. I'm not happy, but I'm not going to tell the other side. Do we see that?
Oh, yeah.
And that
often.
And so having the prenup, having the revisits to it, all of that can help protect you, but don't
Practice.
just trust.
Right.
I hope that this has helped you understand a little bit more about prenups and postnuptial agreements. As I'm going to continue to say, education and empowerment are two of the things that will get you where you need to go, both whether it's in a prenup, a divorce, any other family law issue. And it's only human nature to be out for yourself, to protect yourself. And we're just going to continue to boil it all down for you.